So let's see if the audio is okay. Just a second. Great, so it's working. So what we're having here is qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix. So you can be there on the lap. You're going to see lap data here, enable everything. As you can see, he's going out to the final corner. He's currently in second. Can he get closer to his championship contender? Yes, he can, but he's not ahead of him yet. He's done a 1.5.1, Yannick did a 1.4.9. And all eyes here are on King Kiski. He's doing his first outing in Tier 2. He opted to drive for this tier as success is not very big in on the first tier. As you can see, he's already invalidated his lap in turn 1, as you can see by the track map. So Abde is also invalidated. See Kothio, he's improving. Comes around the line, goes 4th, the 1.6.1. How about Javi? Javi's still on the lap. There's 0.009 down on his time. Above, sorry. And coming around here, up into the second sector, he comes off into turn 5, onto turn 6, using all of the curves he can on the outside. He's improving 0.009 now. As opposing to the other sector, but he goes really wide off the track of that corner. What is this third sector going to be like? Is it going to be improvable? Comes around the final corner. Is it going to be the house of Wolfbane? No, he's not. He lost a lot of time riding that curve in the outside. As Kiski's going for another go here. And he gets it invalidated the same way he did on the first attempt. He does it again, and he has invalidated his time, left the track, and he's gonna have to try again for a flying lap. So Kiski is probably going to pull into the pits, as he's already used those tyres for 2 attempts. Both attempts unfortunately failed. So you can see Wolfbane on his lap. He's improving a little bit on the first sector. It does a 16.2. We saw Wolfbane on the WEC series. He got crowned as the WEC series champion of season 2, as Ridwan got a disconnect on the final race. And with Steve winning, Wolfbane in second, Wolfbane was able to guarantee a championship as he now go on to season 3. We're going to use GR1 cars, which are LMP1 cars, on our WEC series. If you want to join, just give us a message on either Instagram or Facebook, Instagram or Twitter, or just join our Discord servers. Wolfbane has invalidated his lap on the final corner, which is quite a shame for him. He was improving quite a lot. Javi not improving. Ivan is on a flying lap. He's improving by 0.7, so he may come close to the top 2. So Ivan goes second. So Kimi's still on the garage, Yannick as well. One has split up both of them. Now we may see some more drivers joining for the race. We have already Sebastian Russo waiting for the race. James Cruz has left. Cruz was also waiting for the race. He did not stand long. And yeah, so London on his in lap. Kiski already on the out lap. Is Wolfbane trying to go out again? Yes, he is. These are a bit of worn tires. So he comes around in first sector, improves 500ths of a second, comes around into turn 2, running tight hairpin, second gear in the exit, getting the RPM up, down towards this third DRS zone of the circuit, hard on the brakes, going to second gear up onto turn 4, be really careful to not get them too much on the curb on the outside, then go into turn 5, and just avoiding too much contact with the inside curbs. Then look at him cruising around onto turn 6. He is improving on that time. He may beat Tokyo for 4th position as he comes around onto the final corner. We already have 11 drivers waiting for the race. As Wolfbane around the final corner he goes. What is this time going to be like for him? And he improves onto a 1.5.8. He's beating Tokyo for 4th position. He's currently up there. Kiski's still on a flying lap. What can he do out of this one? Comes around the final 2 corners. And what is this time going to be like? It's a 1.4.7. He's gone on to pole position. Yannick's going to need to improve in his time, but he's not doing so. He's done a 16.2 in the first sector. How about Kimi? Kimi is still beginning his flying lap. Right here, what is the first sector going to be like for him? And he's improving a little bit on his time. If he can improve a little bit more, he might be in contention for pole position, or if he can get slipstream from the Ferrari here, which I believe is Kiski. He's not going to want to give slipstream to Kimi, is he? Kimi going around in turn 4 and 5 now. What is Yannick doing? He's not improving. Yannick not improving. He's down by 2/10 on his time. Apke goes 4th fastest. He beats Kimi on a 1.5.0. And what is Yannick's lap going to be like out to the final corner? No, not going to be this time. No, Kiski's not pole for him today. Kimi's improving by 0.1. What is this lap going to be at the end? Kimi round the final 2 corners. This looking to be a very good lap for the Uruguay. And it comes around the final curve and does not improve on Kiski's time. He goes 2nd fastest, beats his title rival Yannick, but he has not beaten Kiski for pole position. So we're going to have 11 drivers for the race, and King Kiski on pole position by 2/10 of a second as Apke's not improving, and he's probably not going to be able to beat Kiski on this flying lap. So he's just going to cross the line to end qualifying. And yes, King Kiski is on pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix. His first outing for the second tier. Kimi will start in 2nd position in the front row. So he's looking to get some points of advantage against Yannick. So he's gonna look at how close Kimi and Yannick were. Less than half a 10th separating the 2 title contenders. This is a fight that we wanted since the beginning of the season. Ivan also very close to those guys in 4th position. Apke there in 5th. And look at that, from 2nd to 5th, it's only a bit more than a 10th separating them. So King Kiski on pole position. We're going to see what is this race going to be like for him. So just going to say something right here. Just a minute. Whoa, I'm racing. So this is amazing. I'm not put into spectator and I'm put ahead of those guys. This is very weird. I'm put in as a 12 driver. I don't know what's going on, honestly. I'm not supposed to be racing and I'm not going to race. So I should just start, park up. I'm a controller, by the way, so I'm going to be terrible on the formation lap. Why am I even here?
Okay, go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cooler, so
How
don't
do
go too high with the
I
revs.
get only myself out to the formation lap? I'm going to park. Okay, so I'm going to park up here and not watch the formation lap and be disqualified for being stationary. I'm really sorry for this, I really don't know what's going on. Too slow. Okay, thank you. So we'll just wait for everyone to come around. Then on the start we're gonna start normally, then park up onto the grass and retire. So this is our plan for the start. Just gonna pull over to the left side. This is very weird. I've already had that in Bahrain. Now I'm having it all over again. And I'm starting ahead of some guys, which is very bad. Like so. There you go. So just waiting for everyone to finish the formation lap. I was going to commentate over it. Well, my dreams are ruined. And the start is going to be a nightmare for commentating. You cannot retire yet. So everyone then coming around to the grid slots. The final cars are coming. Final car is Russo. Those last three are all on the wrong cars. So when we start this, and 3, 4, 5 lights are on, and the lights are out, away we go. It looks to be Kiski getting a better start from Kimi and Yannick, fighting up with him towards turn 1. So we cannot see everything currently, but there's one car in trouble there. There's 2 cars in trouble. That's Wolfbang and Rykri. They're already in trouble, and Kiski's ahead from Kimi. Ivan there in 3rd position. He's gained. Yannick is down into 5th. What's happened to Yannick down at the start? He's got a very bad getaway, and he's already down into 5th position. And Aki and Ivan fighting there ahead of him, going into turn 4. And Yannick goes brake later. Yannick is braking later. No, he does not. Aki goes around the outside, and a clean move for 3rd position for Aki is going to be completed at this corner, but and there's quite a bit of lag there for Ivan. He's off the track. He is off the track. This time it's not lag. Ivan off the track. And yeah, he is really lagging badly for all these drivers. Rykri in 10th position. He's already gone past him. So it's King Kiski on the lead on the first lap, followed by Kimi, Abki, Ivan, and Javi Veloso on the top 5. So Kiski then towards turn 3. Quite a solid lead already to the McLaren. This is 1.3 seconds separating Kimi from Kiski. There's a battle behind Kotio and Javi, both going off the track, and Kotio gets the edge over that. Moves up into 5th place. I got too much excited that I unplugged my headphone. This is amazing. Kotio runs a bit wide, and Javi is a bit blocked by it. Here comes James Cruz arriving on the fight as well. He's not going to go for the dive bomb on Javi. He's going to wait a little bit. Wolfbane trying to go for that as well. I mean, they're both really close. And Raikkonen close to the battle as well. Oh, Raikkonen really close to Wolfbane, nearly making contact. As is Russo and Ivan, they're all very close. From 5th below. So, and King Kiski's already done the fast lap on 1.8. So, I can see some support for Wolfbane as he pursues on the other races as well. DRS is now unable to get to the 3rd lap of the race. And yeah, Couture got a bit of a distance from Javi, as now James Cruz is putting pressure on the Ferrari. Cruz is going to go for a move at turn 3, he's going around the outside of the Ferrari. Into turn 3 it goes, round the outside, moves up into 6th position, and Wolfbane trying to move as well, but he's going to be attacked by Raikkonen. And James Cruz is from behind Javi Veloso again. Now Javi's DRS. James Cruz went a bit wide off of that corner, so Javi breaks wider and Javi maintains his position. So Javi Veloso maintains his 6th position for the moment, and Raikkonen getting past Wolfbane on the process. Really good move and opportunistic by Raikkonen, and he goes over. And James Cruz, he's done the move. What a move by Raikkonen. Moves up into 7th. And now he's gave a little bit of a breathing space to Javi Veloso. As you can see, Javi's already got himself a time penalty. Ivan there in a fight with Wolfbane for 9th position. So as they come around onto the final corners, it's Ivan leading the race. It's Kiska leading the race, so 1.3 seconds from Kimi. They're both matching paces here. As you can see, those 11 drivers sprinting out towards turn 3. James Cruz being attacked by Wolfbane, who's pressurising for 6th. He eventually got past. He's now down into 9th and now having pressure from 10th. Ivan is around the outside of James Cruz going into turn 4. And who's going to have the advantage? Who's going to break the latest? And apparently James Cruz has prepared to break the latest, but Ivan does the old switcheroo. Goes down the inside, round the outside for turn 5, and he's got the move done up into 9th. A clean move by Ivan, and Raikkonen moving up into 6th position on the process, getting past Javi. So Raikkonen's in a big recovery race so far. He's getting very close to Couture right now. So Kiski and Kimi are both very close. Kimi's on his DRS, proving maybe King Kiski will doubt all the people saying that he's too fast for tier 1 as this Couture spun. Couture spun off in turn 1, and yeah, he's made contact with Russo, I think, after he spun. So Couture now back on track, down in 11th. He's not in a point scoring positions, and Wolfbane gets past Javi for 6th now. They're all moving up a position. Raikkonen now on the top 5. As if Vargas will move on Javi Veloso up into 7th. Goes the Alfa Romeo after a disastrous start. He started at 4th, went all the way down into 11th, and has now fought his way back up into 7th. What a brilliant recovery by the Alfa Romeo driver. So they're all going around here in lap 6 now, beginning for King Kiski and for Kimi. Kimi's dropped a little bit too far from the DRS zone. They're both in a really contested fight for victory here. And Abke in a solid 3rd position. He's cleared Yannick of his DRS, and Raikkonen closing up on that fight. And Russo's on the pit. He's probably going to go for front wing change after contact with Couture. Couture goes past. He's not going into the pits. Does he have wing damage? I'm going to check right now. When he doesn't, his front wing is clean. So the battle for 6th position is still going on between Wolfbane, Ivan and Javi. James Cruz has dropped a little bit too far behind those guys, and yeah, I can see he's having some issues for grip around here. As I'm sorry for that. Ivan then trying to get close to Wolfbane for a move for 6th position. Is he going to be able to go from over? Oh, the Ferrari behind us. Javi's spun. Javi's lost it on his own out to that corner. as he now comes back. He's broken his front wing. He's at the barriers. Well, trying to come back to the track. Now he's got damage and he's gonna have to pit for repairs. And he's spun off again. His tyres are too warm for him to try to get going. So disaster for him. And he's not going into the pits. He prefers to stay out. And he's already behind Kothio as Von moves up into 6th position. Kothio's got himself a 3-second time penalty and both being 0.4 seconds behind Von on that DRS, and it was a good flight to 6th position, but Javi unfortunately had some trouble. He's dropped down into 10th now, and he's only 16 seconds ahead of Russo. No DNFs, no safety car so far. It's been a rather clean race. So Yannick got closer to Apke this time round. This is worth a podium position and worth important, very important points for Yannick on the championship fight. He's currently leading by 29 points, but Kimi is closing out the gap. This is all due to his not participation on Bahrain, and look at Yannick losing control of his car out of turn 1, and Riker is really close to him. Riker is going to have a go, and knows at least going to stay closer to those guys. And look how close he got over into turn 3. The gap is still very, very close indeed from Yannick to Apke. Is he going to be able to go for a move down the turn 4? He's going to have to be able to brake really late to go for a move. Choose not to, and Riker goes down the inside of him, and Riker is going to move. For 4th position, Riker's caught him on a surprise move. The Mercedes moves up into 4th, and now pressurizing for a podium position. He did not qualify for this race, and he's already up into 4th as Yannick has spun. Yannick has spun, he's broken his front wing. He's lost his front wing there. The championship leader. Yannick has lost it, and he's broken his front wing. He's going to have to pull into the pits. And no, he doesn't. He stays out with some wing damage. And Riker is moving up into 3rd place. He's going to move now around Apke. Apke's got another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. As Riker going around the outside, down towards turn 3. Is he going to be able to make the move stick down into the hairpin? Apke breaks a little later. Apke wants the position desperately. Riker is going for a crossover as Yannick is retired. Yannick has crashed. The championship leader is out of the race for the first time this season. Yannick is out of the Grand Prix. So he's probably had some trouble with his car, and he is retiring from the race. Oh damn, that's going to be a disaster in championship turns for him, as Kimi currently in 2nd place would cut down the gap to 11 points. So this can be a very tight battle for the championship lead. Yannick retires. An early retirement may be due to a problem. And oh dear, this is going to be very, very tricky for him. So we're going to see what is he going to type here on our chats. As Apke's still very close to Riker, trying to get close enough for a move. And Kimi's now 2 seconds behind Kim Kiski. And Apke's not been able to go for a move so far. Oh no, Riker's gone way too deep onto the corner. And Yannick is saying his car was getting too much wheel spin on the exits, and it was simply undrivable for him. So this is the reason the championship leader retires from the race, and he's not going to get a single point from this weekend. What a disaster for him. So Apke's still close, 4 tenths close to Riker. So Yannick was basically forced to retire from the race due to an issue, and this is this could be a disaster for Racing Point in championship turns. Let's look at Abdi going through a very optimistic move. Has not worked out for him. He's going to try to go into Adam again in turn 4. He's with the DRS. Is he going to go inside or outside? Right group blocks the inside. And they both break in the same position. Abdi is not able to do a move. So Abdi currently in 4th. He has suffered some lack of consistency throughout the championship, so he's not been able to get that many points. And Racing Point is going out of this race without further points. So we're going to see when are Kimi and Kiski going to the pits. So it's still a 2.2 second lead for King Kiski, and he's quite a distance ahead of the McLaren. I think only the mistake would deny a victory from King Kiski today. So Kimi then 2.5 back. So as you can see, Amki has dropped far from the DRS zone of Raikkonen, so he's not going to be able to go for a move for 4th position. He's going to have to be careful to not lose P4 to Ivan. Ivan is on a hard charge down from the bottom of the field after an off-going turn 5. So, and Raikkonen also in a brilliant recovery as Amki goes onto the pits. He's seen he's lacking a little bit of pace on those soft tyres. He goes onto an undercut, maybe tried to do an undercut attempt on Raikkonen probably. And see, oh, and he's changing his front wing. I wonder where has he lost his front wing from to have to repair it. He's now down into 6th. And Wolfman's going to get past him for 7th maybe. For 6th position, sorry. And Amki comes out, yeah, still in 6th position, but Wolfman really close to it. So Amki's got some free air ahead of him, and he's going to, and he's not got DRS, that can be quite an issue for him. And as I can see, Ivan is getting a bit closer to Raikkonen, and both the leaders have gone into the pits. So Kiski and Kimi are both into the pits. Does any of them have any time penalties? King Kiski has only 1 warning and Kimi has none. So they're both keeping quite clean on track. So King Kiski comes out a distance ahead. And do believe Kimi has lost some time down in the pits. Raikkonen moves up into the lead of the race, and Kiski in 2nd, Kimi down in 3rd. He has not lost that much time. He's actually gained a little bit of time on the Ferrari. He's down by 2.2 seconds. It's now down into 1.8. So Kimi has gone closer on the pit stops, and 6.6 seconds for Raikkonen on the lead. And neither Ivan or Raikkonen went to the pits to contest for position with Apki. Apki's getting quite close this time around to Ivan. So Javi Veloso's got a 5-second time penalty for speeding on the pit lane. This has been a really bad race for the Ferrari. So Raikkonen now into the pits, and you can see if Ivan is going to come in as well. So Raikkonen, I wonder which size they're going to fit on. He's probably going for the mediums, and Ivan there into the pits as well. So I wonder if Raikkonen is going to come out ahead of Apki. He's probably going to do so. Yeah, Apki's still on the beginning of the straight, and Raikkonen already leaving the pits. So Raikkonen now a distance ahead of Apki, but Ivan is quite far back. He's had to change his front wing as well. That may be the reason. why Raikkonen went that far ahead. He did not have to change his front wing, and he's still in third. So good pit stop from Raikkonen. He's looking to get in contention with the top guys. Now the battle for the lead will probably be down to time penalties. If something happens and Kimi wins this race, the gap on the championship is going to come down to 4, maybe 3 points if he gets the fastest lap. Now, just for curiosity, who has got the fastest lap of the race? And it's Kimi. So, he's just done the fastest lap of the race. So Kimi currently getting closer to Kinkiski. That's quite a surprise. And he's getting close to the Ferrari, and if he gets into the DRS zone, he may go for a move, and this would absolutely shake things up on the championship for both of them, as Kiski's trying to get on the championship fight as well, but the gap does not seem to be reducing. And look at Wolfbane. Wolfbane is not pitted yet, Anki has. And Wolfbane's gone ahead. Aki's gone onto the hard tyres for some reason, as everyone else has gone onto the mediums, and Wolfbane is ahead of the Toro Rosso. So there's some lack of pace on this Toro Rosso now. He's losing quite some gap to Ivan. Ivan must have done a mistake somewhere, but he's closing on Aki. So 2.2 seconds, the gap has now increased on the lead. So yeah, quite a calm race now after all that fight for P5 from the beginning of the race. I wonder what has happened to Kothio. Has Kothio pitted already? And we're going to see where he stops. Everyone has pitted. So this is Wolfbane's race position. No, he's going to have to pit once again. These tyres are never making it to the end. So but he has pitted. These tyres are not the ones going to the end. Russo's on the same strategy, but all the others are going for a one-stopper. Wolfbane going for a more aggressive, more aggressive two-stopper, right? So he's pushing hard and pitting too much as well. But look at that, he's lost his control of the car, and Apke goes past him. Up into 4th position goes Apke in the Toro Rosso, and Wolfbane goes into the pits. So he's going to fit the medium tyres. Now, is he going to come? Oh no, he's got a 5-second. He's got 5-second time penalty for speeding on the pits. What a disaster for the Haas driver. Now, is he going to come out ahead of James? So Cruz going around onto the main straight. Wolfbane leaving the pits already. So Wolfbane is clear of the Red Bull. He's quite a distance ahead in 6th position, but he's got himself a big time penalty. So you're gonna see time penalties right now. Ivan does not have. Apke has a ton. No, not a ton. He has 6. Raikkonen nothing. Wolfbane, he has 8 seconds of time penalties, and James doesn't have anything, only 2 warnings. So nothing for Risa as well. For Kothio, 6 seconds. For Javi, 8 seconds. So the guys that have the Mayo Star, Wolfbane and Javi, they're both speeding in the pits. So Ivan closing the gap to Apke on those medium tyres. The mediums sure make it to the end. We saw it in Tier 1 yesterday. The mediums do make it to the end. So Kimi then getting close. 2.9 seconds separating Kimi from Kiski, so not even a time penalty from Kiski would separate him from the leader of the race. Kimi has not got a single warning yet. So if I'm getting closer, we're going to mark his time every time he goes onto the main straight, so we're just waiting right here. This is lap 19, the leaders have begun lap 20, and is that Kiski going to lap his teammate? Yes it is. So it's a short track, but Kiski's already lapping his fellow Ferrari teammate, and as well Spaniard as well. So 9.2 seconds is the gap from 4th to 5th. We're going to see on the next lap what it is. Not many battles right now. And Russo going into the pits. So yeah, he's also going for the 2 stops. Koitio moves up into 8th. And Russo will certainly be lapped. So change the tyres for him, going on to the mediums for the end of the race. Avi goes past him, Kiski goes past him. It's a lap. And yeah, Javi's gonna have to let his teammate through. I wonder if he can see his teammate behind him. If there are blue flag procedures, he will have to let him through. And yes, the blue flags are now being waved. He's gonna have to let his teammate through. And which is not doing so. He may get a penalty for not letting his teammate go through him. And yeah, nothing yet. He's still running his own race. So now he's let his teammate through. But now he's got Kimi right behind him. So yeah, he's still gonna get out for Kimi, so no more blue flags for him. And oh, has Russo gone into the softs? Yes, he has. Now, I'm not sure if the softs do make it to the end of the race, but I wonder what time did he start on the race. To see the strategy for him, he has to fit at least 2 different compounds, and he hasn't. He's only gone into softs. So this is a tricky situation for him. He needs to pit once again because he needs to fit 2 compounds of dry tyres on the race. He's only fitted the softs, so he needs to pit once more. The gap for the ring is extending, no battles at the moment, but Ivan is closing the gap for 4th position. There may be a battle coming for the end of the race. So blue flags for Avi again, this time for Kimi. Lets him through easily. Yeah, revving. So the hard tyres are not working well for Abke, but he is avoiding big gap. Yeah, he's avoiding it if Ivan gets too much of an advantage to him. So gap for the leader in 3 seconds. Race director. Any penalties? Nope. Kimi's also streaming his race. Oh, he's got his first warning. Kimi's also streaming his POV as he now got a yellow flag at sector 2. Oh, and that's Abke. That's Abke. He's lost the position. Has he got damage? He's probably spun off. He has damage to that front wing. Apke's probably spun off after turn 4. Is he going to have to pull into the pits? If he did so, he would eventually lose out to 6th and 7th. And he is pulling into the pits. And oh, what a disaster for him. Into the pits he goes and avoids a speeding penalty. He's going for the softs probably for the end of the race. Wolfbane's Wolfbane's also into the pits. What's happened here? Wolfbane would easily get a position. He may serve his penalty. And now James Cruz moves up into 5th position. Ivan is disconnected. Ivan is disconnected from the session. Someone needs to re-invite him. Oh dear. So, I'm going to, just a second, I'm going to invite Ivan back to the session. Ivan 1905. Okay, right here. So, I've invited him back. So, I hope he can get back on the session in time. Abdi's gone past Kothio. And oh, look at that. Oh dear, that was very low gap for the McLaren. Kothio escapes with it. And Abdi then up into 6th on the softs. Wolfbane also on the softs, but he's down in 10th. I wonder why did he pit again? He served his 5-second penalty now, but he's way far behind everyone else. He's gonna have to let Raikkonen through. So blue flags are being waved for Wolfbane. So Sam will have to let Raikkonen pass. So already a 3.9 second gap for the lead. Kiski getting a huge gap on the lead of the race. So just really masterful driving from the top 2 drivers. Kiski and Kimi have been class in the field so far. And Raikkonen in 3rd place, also a very nice comeback from him. He's down in, I wonder where did he start the race on? I think, no, it does not show. So, and Russo's now got himself a 3-second time penalty. Zapke moves up into 5th. He's got past James Cruz. Oh no! James Cruz has braked too late. He's hit Apke. Has he got wing damage? He's hit the back of the Toro Rosso. Now Wolfbane has got himself a 3-second time penalty, but he's getting closer to his teammate. So I wonder if James has damage to that car. Javi's got himself another 3 seconds. So it's 10 laps to go for the leaders. An already huge gap between Ivan and Raikkonen, and Ivan has not joined back yet. He's gonna lose positions massively, and this could cost him a possible comeback in the title fight, and Apke's got himself another penalty. So we're checking right here if there's any message from Ivan. So, nothing yet. He is not back onto the session. Okay, so Kinkiski 4.6 seconds, no mistakes at all. And once again, a very clean race and no safety cars throughout. Yannick has retired from the session, which could have big implications on the championship fight later on. The gap would be down into 10 points only between Kimi and Yannick. So a very close fight. Now, why was I racing is a good question on the beginning of the session, but I do count as a DNF driver. So, as you can see, James Gray is moving up to 5th, and who's that for already? Is that Kiski? It is. Kiski's already lapped 4th position. No, he hasn't. He's close to it. Oh dear. Jane Kiski, only 4 cars on the leader's lap. What a race! What a weird and chaotic race we're having so far. So it's all in the mix now. As you can see on the order, it's Anki, Kiski, James Grooves, Kotio, Kimi on the leader's lap, Ivan, then Javi, Russo, Wolfbane, and Raikkonen. So this is quite interesting right here. How has Kinkiski lapped 4th position? Now is Kinkiski going to lap 4th position? Interesting question. We'll see at the end of the race. Ouch. Sorry, okay. Slow issue. Nothing normal, I failed. So Raikkonen got his fresh tyres. He's aiming to do the fastest lap of the race. So Raikkonen, wonder if he can do the fast lap. What is the fastest lap, by the way? It's a 1:07.5, and Raikkonen's got a time penalty. So wonder if this lap is going to be validated. And look at that, Raikkonen has moved up 7 positions. He started in 10th. And he is on the podium positions. Is that fastest lap for him? No. He misses out on the... Oh, wait. Oh, no. I was thinking it was a 1.5. Oh, dear. I'm so sorry for this mistake. Raikkonen has stolen the fastest lap away from Kimi. But Kimi's also gone into the pits for the soft tyres. Kimi's got no penalty so far, so he's got nothing to lose by trying to do the fast lap once again. What a disaster for Ivan. He's not even going to count as classified. So he is not getting points today. We invited him back, but he was not joined. So Kimi to start his lap right now. Is this the fastest lap? I don't know. We're going to say it right now. must be improving on this lap by big time. So coming around the final corners, this should be the fastest lap of the race. Comes around final straight, 1:06.4. He's not beating it. So Kimi has not got the fastest lap of the race, but now he's got DRS from Wolfbane. This may be his chance, but he is running out of ERS, and he is up on this time. He's already changed his ERS mate to 2. So, and Kinkiski not being able to lap Abke, so it should finish four cars on the lead lap. The Ferrari, McLaren, Williams, who is actually in a Mercedes car, but he is a Williams on the tournament. That's because he joined mid-session, that's why he was in a Mercedes. So Ferrari, McLaren, Williams and Toro Rosso will have been on the lead lap at Austria. So Kimi does not improve on the fast lap again. This is lap 34. There's 3 laps remaining for a maiden win for Kiski on the league. And I wonder if he is going to stay on the league. He's really fast. He's really getting an edge over the rest of the guys. So here is Ivan. He's getting lapped again. Yes, he is. So some guys have no. That's Ivan's first lap. Down on Raikkonen. Kiski down the main straight. He has cut down to 2 laps remaining on this race. He's done a 1:08.6 the final lap. The last lap, sorry. And Kimi has done a 1:07.6. So if Kimi pitted a bit earlier for those soft tyres, could he have made up the ground back up to the lead? Maybe. But he would have to go past Raikkonen in the process, because Raikkonen was still on the way and Raikkonen did not have pitted for another set of soft tyres. So Raikkonen, he is going for the fastest lap of the race. So we're going to see how is the championship going to be after this race if it stands like this. And Abke's got himself a big gap from Kofio, so Abke should be safe from losing the position and time penalties. Scored 9 seconds, so he is not going to lose this position on penalties. So we'll see here. Yannick will stay on 94 points. Kimi will go up into 83, so the gap cut down to 11 points between Kimi and Yannick. And in third position it would be Ivan still on 45 points. He's not getting points out of this race, so Ivan would stay third. He would stay third because Kofio is only getting 10 points. He would need to get 11 to tie with Ivan. But as you can see, Kiski now around the final two corners of the second sector down towards sector 3. He's absolutely dominated the race. He's led nearly every single lap except for the ones he pitted. He comes around onto the final corners. It's from pole to victory for the Ferrari driver and no time penalties. It is King Kiski on top at Austria. He wins the Austrian Grand Prix by a distance over Kimi, who did not pit. No, who did a second stop. Kimi comes around the line to finish second and cut the championship gap down into 11 points. So, there is a bit of rain falling here. Raikkonen finishing in third position, the final podium spot after not qualifying. A third position is absolutely incredible for the Williams driver, as Abke is probably going to be the last one to finish. James Scrooge finishes a brilliant 5th position on his debut, and Kothio finishing 6th. So yes, Kimi on the 83 points. Now look who's closing up on the championship. It's Riker. He's in 27. He's closing up with the fight for 3rd. And Kothio's already left the session. And Abke then towards the line to finish the race. Down in 4th. He's the last car to cross the line. And what a race we've had today. Full of excitement and full drama throughout. So a brilliant race for all drivers. So out on top goes the Ferrari driver Kiske in his first ever race. On 2-2, and now it's only time for celebrating for the Spaniard. So now Riker has moved up into 6th on the championship. Brilliant move up from Riker. So you can see the full race results here. Oh, and I got some XP from it. That's really nice. So full results: Kiske first, then Kimi, Riker, Abke, James Cruz, Kothio, Wolfbane, Javi, Russo, and Ivan completing the top 10, but Ivan is not going to get points because of not completing 90% of the race himself. So what a race we've had here. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again in Germany in 2 weeks' time.